No, not like that. Still really can't see that. Seconds. Right about there. All right. Right about there. Right about there. All right. Helps a little. All right. Get YouTube up. In this, I mean, except for the boards, which I already took all that apart. It was a 39-inch TV. I already got the steel out. I just got the boards out. Decided not to have a big chunk of the time me taking that apart. And I got that apart and the case for this hard drive. It's not really a case, it was a plastic shell. Well, not anybody's here to really listen to it, but there's a handful of people here. I'm going to weigh up this bookshelf system and just kind of see how much plastic there is and how much actual metal I can recover. Kind of like a scrap it all type deal. But that's a great example because I haven't seen anyone do one like that yet. So I'm sure there probably is. I just haven't seen any. So I looked up this hard drive and they sell for $35 to $50. Sometimes you can get them a little cheaper than 35, but this is a Western Digital 2500 BB. So boy. So I do that with any of the hard drives. Like I have a 1 terabyte hard drive that's is maybe like the rain and thunder is incoming. All right. So you guys can watch the rain a little bit. So this hard drive, I'll plug into my computer. I'll check to see what all's on it. But all this tray and stuff, this is all going to be taken apart. And then I also have that 1 terabyte. I'm going to plug that one in too, see what's on that. But that 1 terabyte's mine from many years ago. And then all these routers and modems, some parallel connectors in here. I think there was a, no, those are all parallel. I think maybe there would have been a SCSI connector. But there was more good contacts on those parallels, so. Some extruded aluminum here, right? I could probably sell it like that with that aluminum. The amount of money I can get out of that aluminum. It's gonna be 10 cents. Some buyer is gonna want that, you know, like that. Like, yeah, that's what it came out of. But if it doesn't work, I'll completely take it apart. I should probably sell its parts. Ooh, that's sharp. Steel. It looks like that might be gold flashing on those. I don't know. I mean, I just got that satellite board the other day. I mean, I had to take the satellite apart to get to it. Wasn't that bad. I mean, you do a couple of them, then the process can become much quicker because you kind of learn how to take them apart. I'll have to wait for the professionals to come in. I know what that is. Well, I don't want that little piece of trash to pull off, but it will. A ribbon cable that I will cut those down. I believe those are going to be gold connector ends. IDE. So ultimately, that was pretty underwhelming taking that apart. But that's about a $50 hard drive. Thunder. So that's going to be a gold connector end wire. Or a computer connector end wire. That'll just stay as insulated, which is outside of the rain. I'm probably going to end up with a few of those by the night. Before the night is through, somebody gonna come undone. Nothing we can do. It's gonna be a holiday tonight. I know I know. Damn it. All that work to take that up and reduce that weight for that board. Oh well. Should have checked first now, shouldn't I? Yes. Very much so. It would have been a good idea there, sir. Those don't look gold. That's how it is. Yep. Gold connector ends. I know. This was the wire from the TV that I took apart. There you go. I can get that brass right out of there. Good. More wire. Brass. Oh yeah, then I got this little stuff in here. A couple little things, not much, but some leftovers, some stuff from the dumpster. Yeah, that's a brass belt. I'll just cut that and I get little brass pieces from it. A few other things to deal with. Where is... So those are steel. Those will stay on there. I see. All kinds of little ones. No, that's not. That is. That is. That just goes in the board that'll be taken apart later. Now this, regardless, would end up being a low-grade board. So I gotta get the yank in it. Really, it has that little bit of steel in it. Mod, I won't just go in there anyhow. That looks like pretty good copper in that one. Here comes the rain. Coil, 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 coil. Most likely. Ooh, that's steel. All of them. Well, I didn't try to waste my time on that. Because those extra wires are copper, and they're not. MOSFETs, that's a different story. And all these resistors, that extra wire, most likely, I mean, like a tin copper. I don't know exactly. Oh. Waiting for this one. No sense. No, they're going to be copper. Yeah, I broke my other pair. No, that damn thing's under that. Couldn't leave those ones. There's a little bits of copper right there. Oh, another coil. Just hold those up and clip up that little bit of copper because you're going to get more for that than you would per pound for this board. If it was as a peripheral or a higher grade board, I wouldn't bother doing this. So if that copper weight add up on that, not for stuff, you know, this small, but it's either 50 cents a pound for the regular board rate. Oh, really? Or cut these ends off for 360 or whatever number 2 is. Another steel, so never mind that. They have that color. Good. MOSFET, MOSFET, MOSFET. That's steel. About one more. 2 more. That one might. Looks more silvery. That sucks. Those are magnetic. A nice couple pieces of aluminum, but no. Cheap TV's got to be even cheaper. Oh, another one right there. One right there. Copper. All right there. Okay, good. I'm not gonna worry about that. Okay, okay, okay. So not too bad. So welcome. All right, so this is stuff that'll be a process later, and it's either get done or started today or some other day. I want to start getting all these little pieces of plastic. from all these old things, get it all taken apart. And you know what? I probably should have span off now. Now I can hear myself think louder. Yep, I said it. Deal with it. And so some of these antennas may be steel. I mean, it could be copper in it, aluminum. Depending what it is. Was an insulator. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to take it apart and find out. But a lot of antennas are likely not going to be steel. I will find out, and it looks like it's just going to be a good wire. Let's see. Nothing else on there. I guess, I mean, I've never taken apart a router antenna. Yeah, it's just plastic. Wire. So those are steel, aluminum, coil, a MOSFET down here, coil. My professionals aren't here yet. Yeah, all kinds of little goodies in here. A little bit of silver in those, not much. And those are going to be gold, icy. So I'm going to keep that on here. Just wait for one of the more knowledgeable board scrappers. At least get the copper out. It's a much better looking board. One coil, a couple chips, two. Get the copper out, be done. Figure out the rest later. Well, this can go by real quick. There's not really, and then there's that whole bookshelf. That's that's going to take a while to tear that one down. And then there's the speakers from that TV. So that's going to be steel and copper. Alabaster brass. Alabaster brass. Yeah, that sounds like what I said. Yes, what I said. No. Well, they really don't make those things difficult. Don't do that. I mean, I'm sure there's one on the bottom holding that up, but I need to worry about it now. This one you can probably peel apart, take the few pieces out, put it back together. Oh. Get this one here. Good. A little thunderstorm and the birds chirping in the background. Reminds me of a McDonald's that was in Stowe, Ohio, on 59 Darrow Road there. Or Darrow Road is 91, but they're in Stowe. Fairchild and 91. There was like a little arboretum type thing, and they had like a little mini arboretum, big plexiglass, and they had lights and little woofers by some of the bench seats, and the lights would flash and it would emulate like a storm. Back in the 80s and 90s, we're just having that little coloring like that, hearing the birds, the raindrops falling on his head. More wire. So this doesn't really look that important. And there's a bunch of little ICs on it. I mean, it's something that would need to be torn down later and shred. It just goes in that box. These ones, I believe you were able to. No? Yes, for these ones? Maybe not. Well, I'm doing this anyhow. There, made that easier. Yeah, I'm helping out with the router situation because the more of these get taken apart, get thrown away, the less likely they're going to go up in price because of the new router ban thing. Don't ask me what it's called, just look up router ban. That's not even where that is. Maybe it's this one. No, this one? No, it's like I'm looking. It's like somebody keeps giving me credits to open up a mystery door, and I know it's not it. That's not it. Yeah, that's flimsy. So is that. So is that. Another one of those boards you kind of hijack later. This one actually is copper. That is what's that's going in as. Actually, I'll be more fair. That one is brass. That one is copper. Oh, copper antenna. It's better than almost nothing. Yeah, I mean, that is true. I mean, I cashed out. If I take the time to look in the dumpster to find stuff that's going to equate to free money, yeah, and it occupies my time doing this. It's a positive progression. So I would say, I mean, you can conclusively say, yeah. I mean, I'm getting more stuff to scrap more. It wasn't a one-time thing. I mean, this is one of these. Other hobbies may come and go, but this is one of those. It's guaranteed money. That's assuming you can get everything taken apart properly. So that is the yes. I know you meant addictive. And it's just the funny thing is I kind of look at it and be like, oh, that's what. So the guy who I got this stuff from here, most of all this, I went and got, you have to refer to my live, well, it's not up yet, but my post. I got some disc media and I just asked him, like, hey, it's a switch with a lot of wire, a lot of copper pieces, brass, steel. Hey man, you got anything electronics, stuff like that? I'm not going to buy any of it. But if you have anything that gets 100% absolutely trash, you're not going to do anything with. And he pointed to that thing. I was like, all right, I'll take it. And we went upstairs to look at books. And right behind the books and some more DVDs was a box, part of the thumbnail. And he's like, oh, yeah, I don't want any of that. I'm like, all right. So as many people know, it's not a lot, but it's free. My job is done for the day. My actual job, listing stuff and getting inventory and things like that. Actually, you can't see it here, but my bike is leaning up against these chairs. I put the wheels back on, fill the tires back up, and went for maybe a mile, maybe. I don't know. I mean, so if you know biking at all, this is a Univega dual suspension Shimano XTR. So if you know any of that, then you're like, oh wow. Yeah, you're gonna be busy. You definitely. I mean, I've referenced you in talks, a couple times. And like, well, I just mentioned you in another video, or another live about you, and that you just buy a bunch of stuff and throw that shit in your hammer mill. I was watching you yesterday, I think, or last night, with your GoPro or something. You're smashing apart some aluminum stuff with wire. That's all I saw, and then I went back to like editing my stuff. All right, so this. Oh, all right. Now you probably already know. Hey, Derek, just take that apart like that, and what did it? Oh, me, I want to explore. Here comes more harsh rain. I'll bet you that looks like steel. It is steel in there. So I probably could toss that in as insulated wire in between the steel and the brass and call that, but nope. Brass is $2.20 a pound. I don't give what it is. If there's a good little bit of brass in there, I took apart 2 mountain bike rims just to get that little bit of brass from the spoke nipples. And it's just going up. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I saw you moving some wire around, and then you kneeled over for a little bit, and there was, a chunk of metal. It looked like something cast. And ES came in. Yeah, I'm just lurking, just kind of keep that view count up, that live watcher count up, help you out. Yeah, it's definitely on. And last night, that one may have published already. The live, but just the amount of intrigue of stuff that's out there, and the availability, and just being what's right around me. I mean, I stopped at some other dumpsters, basically right here where I'm at. Yeah, if that's not all brass, then it's going in as all brass. All right, it's this fucking magnet. It sticks to everything all the time, which is good. That's what it's supposed to do, right? But it's like, where you at, man? Where'd you get? There you are. No. Process that down more later. But each of these keep those on as wire and just cut each of these down. Because they all have little copper guides and contact rims on them. Yeah, it's interesting for sure. Just what you can find. It's like, oh, that's a nice little chunk of that. And I mean, I even broke down generically and logically what I had, what I'd already cashed out on, what I found, my time I spent by looking at my live streams and stuff. That I'll go through later. I mean, those are likely going to be brass. But that is just, those are, for sure. They look pretty cool. Process that stuff down later. But let's see what turned out from all the little pieces parts from that. It's a never-ending supply of stuff. I don't know why that one would come up magnetic. Those barely, but are these just like a real thin, partially almost, some can be magnetic, some aren't. They want to stick for a reason why, I don't know. I mean, it's just going as brass. I might just put in as copper. You know, they're not going to go out of business over it. These are aluminum. These are magnetic. Yeah, it's so there's that. I can take these speakers apart. These leader boards for that TV. These all look like little coils. And then these little fittings here are held like little the LED bulbs. I bet you they're brass. At least they pop open easily. Yeah, see if there's a way how to break that open real quick, like this. Well, before I get all that, hey, where'd that magnet go again? Bastard. Oh, right there. So yeah, likely brass. And it's just kind of the added thing is like, hey, you find it and then you get, if you understand, I mean, to me, brass and copper. All the other stuff is just subsequent. Brass is, I'm sure all the other scrappers do that too. But that is nothing. But it would be, I'd get $0 for it just throwing the board out. Taking just its coils off. So that's something I can tinker with a little later. I mean, just knowing that is done, that's how it is, that won't take long for me to go through those. A ribbon cable. So I have these, these ones here, and then ES was, he's like, yeah, cut that stuff off and get gold connector end prices and this little tape. Yeah, I mean, if this is not plastic, I'm a learning. And sometimes you got to get, catch up with someone and learn how to do all the cutting and the micro from the board so you can get the stuff that's, $20 a pound or whatever. I'm a learning. I don't know if I know I went to the, I cashed out, got $133. The receipt is right underneath those gloves. I cashed out 2 weeks ago. Lord knows what I have now. I mean, not quite that much yet, but holy cranny, does it? Yeah. Stick around. It adds up. And it's not even like I'm doing anything outside of the realm, outside of my own time frame of what I have for the daily. I finished my eBay work. And as long as I can spend time and go out and get inventory, that's all I need. It doesn't have to be, I got to go to this thrift store. Doesn't matter where I go. I just always have to get inventory and make sure stuff that sells goes out and make sure stuff that I buy gets listed. And that's my job. And that's still like a mother. Yeah. Well, that worked just for that. All that wasted energy. Just like that. Boom, that one just went straight to it. So it is fun and it has its rewarding moments. Although a lot of the work is just doing the minor refining, this stuff, depending on the scale and scope of whoever the scrapper is. This stuff, you would just already shredded all this. These speakers and all that, you would have already done. Just put that through your hammer mill or whatever tool you have. Now then you're going to try to work real hard to recover that little bit of copper in here. Yeah, as long as man made stuff that has metal in it, and as long as man keeps making stuff with metal in it, this right here, scrapping, microscrapping, whatever, recycling, that shit ain't gonna go away. Steel. This thing here. Oh, got another. Oh yeah, some cords and cables and stuff. And this. Those gloves. Ribbon cable, rivet cable, rivet. And then I'll get to that, and that's actually going to be quite a bit of shorter string. It's smaller stuff that's quick and easy. Just kind of look at it like, oh, that's going to be a couple of screws, pop the board out. I'm also not processing the boards down either. I'm just getting this stuff out of the way. And if it's going to be, I thought it was going to be, it's only an hour. Well, I'll see if I can keep that more than an hour. I mean, that bookshelf thing's going to take a little while. But the more, I want to say that, but if I can get a good chunk, like all this stuff here, which includes this, that IC, whatever that is, that's solid fucking brass. Wow. Yeah, that one's coming out. I mean, at $2.20 a pound, if I'm going to be out anything, it's not going to be much on that. For that board wise, if I'm like, oh no, you shouldn't have done that. You lost weight on the board. No, that's. I mean, I got to think this is going to have to be processed down more anyhow, just because of what it is. I don't think there's a whole lot to it. Doesn't seem like a high-end board. It's just another router. Get that crystal out of there. I mean, since that one, just another crystal on there. That steel I can stay on. That's one I'll deal with another day. Let's see here. Yep. That's a nice Ethernet cable though. If it's 6 or 7, I'll keep it. Kit 5e. That's right. Cut that. Loose connector in. Especially be fair about that. Where'd that one go? No, because that gets more than shooting it. Oh. No doubt on that one, huh? Makes me wonder. I mean, it's probably a noise filter. Take that apart, and this mouse part. That in with the process later. That one looks like it's already split right there. Set down. I'm gonna try to keep that on there. Nope, that still counts. That's more weight that turned into more money. Yeah, I did analyze mine to no end. I'm like, all right, so why is it that I know I had more than 11 pounds of this specific thing? I had 11 point whatever, but then you got things like, well, I only got shorted by 25 cents, but I did all that work. Why did I get shorted? And then you just realize that that's the way to do it. So for brass and copper, I'll make sure I'm at an exact poundage. So I maximize that. Aluminum, I'm not pressed about. But yeah, I did analyze it. Yes. Your last part is yes. How much? So brass. But brass with steel screws. That's going in as brass. How much accumulatively brass am I going to come in with? And then what is not going to be brass within there? It's either going to be brass and steel or brass and copper or brass and aluminum. So it's pretty much is like how much plastic can I leave on, how much of this can I leave on that? Sure enough, I'm just going to leave it all, including these little bushings. So if I would have separated a little better, or knew a little more, I may have made an extra $3. But now I have cast. All cast is already separated, and all like this is just going to be regular aluminum. But anything that is tin, zinc, or aluminum that's cast is cast. All other zinc, tin, and aluminum is aluminum. So it's either 55 cents cast or 50 cents regular. And all brass is brass no matter what. Dirty, clean, doesn't matter. Like this little, I could toss that in with my brass too, right? And after the 20 pounds I come in with, this isn't going to make them go broke. But ideally, morally make yourself feel good. Don't overly screw this scrapyard. And like I've got some shelving units that are like the steel tubular things. I kept all those little plastic butt connectors on all of them. Like this little bit of steel that's on this, that'll make this magnetic. Well, that one isn't. Or well, a lot of times a little piece of steel on this. That'll make it magnetic. Now I'm just going to keep them on because I don't think that's going to matter in the aluminum. They're not going to send a big old powerful magnet to try to find 1/10 of a millionth of a milligram of non-aluminum on it. This tape, yeah, I'll be nice enough to do that. Plus, it makes for a good conversation. So scrap it all, but don't screw yourself over your work. Buying. Yeah, I mean, you start off like me. We went over this before. Look at you now. I can't see. Who knows Who knows? But I can't see myself getting that. There's good money in it. That would be too loud, too much for. Otherwise, I'm more of a meticulous person anyhow. I built models growing up. I did a little bit of electronics. My formative years, built crossovers, and for a small TV electronics store down the road. Back way when ago. And that's when I got more into. I understood more about the better brands: Marantz, Macintosh, and Dodd, Crown Carver, Teoc, Tascam. Oops, wrong thing. Yeah, it'd be nice to put that in brass, wouldn't it? I got familiar with that. And either way, so then it's in my meticulous nature to kind of do this. And to me, it feels more gratifying actually taking it apart like this. Well, I really want that to do that, but oh well. If I'm thinking, well, there's different size Gaylords, but I'm thinking, I don't know if you can see behind the stereo. They want the red lid between the stereo and that white rectangle thing. Those type Gaylords, that size. I think that's like a 25 gallon or something. And that would be a lot of brass, because you get that plumbing stuff. And otherwise, so I got this other from that same guy. So this is, so you can look that one up, and I know better than to just rip these to shreds and tear them apart to scrap. So this exact model are anywhere from 35 to 50 bucks used. As long as it works and fires up, I'll test it. Then I'll list it for 50 bucks, and I'll keep the heat sinks on it. I mean, what am I going to lose by sending this hard drive with the heat sinks? 10 cents in scrap? Somebody will like it just like that. So that came from the hard drive. I got a couple of the little, this right here. But there's a bunch of nice brass and gold coated on here. So I'll, ES, electronic scrapper. I'm sure you've probably seen him. He was in your, so he lives not too far from me. It was about an hour from me. So one of these days we're going to cross paths and we're going to go over my boards. He's going to teach me about boards and melt my silver. And kind of incorporate myself into this, not to the extreme. But so far, the scrapping community, I can tell you what, reselling community, if somebody doesn't like you, they'll passively let you know they don't. You know, I am one of those people sometimes with reselling. I've been at it for so long, and I hate it when people just say stupid shit. But all you guys are way more knowledgeable than me, and I will just sit here and absorb what you guys can, time allowing, right? But I'll absorb what I can. Yeah, there's 2 rolls. Might as well keep a roll up there.
Where is it?
Well, it should be on the table. Okay. 4x4x4. Oh, the big. Okay, I know what you mean. See, I think that's like a copper clad something. These are like little things So that's I don't know if that's copper or flashing or gold or what. It's not heavy, but I will put this in with boards. And if someone's like, "No, that's gold brass," then we'll figure it out. But if somebody's like, "No, that's just a light copper," I'll put that in what's insulated. But not until then. The hard drive, I'm going to guess. So the shell. So this was a shell. So it was just powered and USB, the old square, not rectangular, but the squared USB. And the hard drive, so it was a Western Digital external hard drive. And these older ones, which are just built for better performance, the thought in the hard drives is a WD2500 Bravo Bravo. And then sub model is 00. I can't see that one. Giant Umbrella Charlie 0, maybe. But yeah, I looked on eBay and they sell. So I started taking one screw. I was like, you know what? I'll just leave that heat sink on there. That'll be an extra boosting selling point. Broke my first tool the other day. My first real micro, my other snips, but were better than this. Broke those. Those are already in the bin, the steel bin. I mean, I know of some old Corvairs, some Blues. There's all kinds of older hard drives. I mean, real old ones. For collector market would be a different story. But these are ones people still use them. I know that there's some of those nice older ones. Any of the ones that I had that I tore apart were $15 hard drives. So that at least looks good enough. I'm not worried about that little IC. Oh, there's that brass. I'm learning as I go. What is underneath here? Nothing. Tape. Like, well, it's not over there where I don't put it anywhere else. It's got to be right there on the table somewhere. There's 2 rolls of big tape. Somewhere on the table. Or around there in that area somewhere, or on the couch. Look behind the leg of the nearest to the TV, leg of the table. After that, put that in the. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else worthy on there. Probably the. Oh no, I think those are steel. Yeah, we're just kind of chatting, and I mentioned the area up here, and then he wrote something. And like, oh yeah, I know that. Next thing we know, he's like, "Oh, I'm in Medina." Then I told him stories about, I lived in Medina, the companies I worked for, and the apartment I was living in at the time was going. My last, I couldn't live there anymore because it was busted by the uh, Western Reserve Drug Task Force, and I didn't know about the people that were dealing with all the drugs and stuff. Told him about that story. And I go out to Medina. I was just out at Medina not too long ago. No, I go out there probably once every 2 to 3 weeks. It's like, hey, let's cross paths. You can teach me stuff. I did that the other night on one of these. Not exactly what I wanted, but it will lead to the next part, the next segment. But yeah, so far, any people scrap it all? He actually stopped by. I mean, this is a live stream a couple weeks ago. He stopped in. I was like, oh, that's awesome. He's the primary on why they even got into the microscrapping idea. And then, like you said, you're kind of getting into it. The stuff is available. It's free. Wow, that's that. This is leftover of a portable CD player, also that guy gave me. Oh, yeah, I see them. They put those screws right in the right spot where they blend in with the whole board. I mean, that's something you know. I know you know. I know you know. I know you know. I know you know. Yeah, it's probably steel. It is. But it's a couple screws here, a couple screws there, and you get 6 screws, 2 little steel ends in a matter of 14 seconds. Because, it all adds up, right? It all adds up. You got free money. Even if it was almost nothing, still free money. Little motor on that, more ribbon cable. Gonna be glass and a little circuit board and a motor. That's about all that's really good out of that. Circuit board, I got it. There's a little copper in there. I see. I mean, there's at least enough for me to set it down and be like, yeah, I'll look at all this later. It'll be brass, and when I take it apart, there's at least that. These might actually just roll right out. How much is brass where you're at? How much do you get for brass scrap? Ooh. Kind of dumb to do it like that. I don't want to take plastic with it, but I doubt. I doubt. At least I got it in half. Everything else should work out. Probably could have just cut that plastic off and just send it as dirty brass for after all that. I mean, there is no dirty brass up here. Well, that's at least the one I've gone to. The brass is brass, he said. Just clean off whatever other metals you really can. In plastic. You know, be nice about it. Alright. There's the boss. Oh, that is. Let's put it in the copper. I mean, that's the only little bit of copper I have right here. So far, that's built up. Just, you know, just the clean stuff. All fucking hands up. Yeah, that's steel for sure. You throw that another day. Ugh. Get this taken apart. Get to that. And I'm at hour and a half. See? Timing should be about what I figured it would be. Oh yeah, there's other stuff in there. Try to break down what I can. Yeah, that's gonna be way too much for that. As long as it moves. This will just go in as a board. And there's nothing really in them. Sometimes it's aluminum inside of that. I took a few of the optical ones apart. They're some of the first things I took apart a couple months ago. I don't know, that's gold contact ain't going in the standard boards. I'm going to process later. Yeah, wow, that one was at must have played difficult. I mean, it's all just plastic like that. No, that's all plastic. Steel, yeah. I don't think there's enough metal. A little bit, maybe some screws. A little motor thing, it looks like. You ain't steel anyhow. Look there. Whatever that is, you know, that's steel too. So, I'll be fair. We'll go to trash. Alright. A couple motors. We'll put the wire outside. That's something I'll just have to. $3.15. That's what you get for brass there? Well, you're probably bringing in that bigger chunk at a time. And not every scrapyard is the same, right? But it's $2.20 a pound here. Brass is brass. Now I could probably go. I think the other place that was down the road in Willoughby was. I think they were paying a little more, but it's also regional too. Okay, see if these coils are easy to break for this copper. They are, and it comes apart. I'll strip them down. If not, then they will go as insulated. Looks like they will be. It will be. I'm just not going to tinker with it right now. It's more like now that I know. When I go to process down more much later, now I know. Move this stuff around here a little and get that stereo, and I want to weigh it up first. And kind of play that game of see how much it's worthwhile of stuff in one of these early 2000s bookshelf systems. Guy said it didn't work. Take his word for it. No, I don't need those. Oh, I could probably this. All right. Brass. That's copper that has to get done later. Same with that. This is still needs processed down more. I gotta get like a good brick hammer. ES recommended it. And I've been asking around. I know what it is. I've been asking around, and so far, no luck. And up here, if I can cut the steel shank off, I can get aluminum price for this brass and aluminum. But I got to cut that steel shank off. Steel shank off. Crack that porcelain, get that brass out of that. These fuses I still have. They said if I cut those, get this stuff out, then take out the stuff that's in the middle, the sand, and cut it down like this, I can still get brass for it. Like that, no. So those I have to do. That is aluminum. More of that brass. Electric motor. I'll go in there for now. These are brass. I think they have a little bit of copper right there. I watched another video of that James put out about the little components. That one's brass. I mean, for all that, you can just put that in as brass instead of trying to go for that little copper because that price difference is so negligible. That's going to be taken apart some more. These got to be bashed up some more. This, I don't think I can. I see James do this. I mean, I don't think I'm going to be able to get the amount like he does. Oh, let me just finish cutting all this shit down. Brass. 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 And it's time to rotate this blade. Brass. Trash. Trash monkey. Ooh, that stink. Stink like dog. Yeah, I guess, I mean, region the U.S. All those other things all account for it. All right. Well, that's Brass. Oh, that's steel on that one. Oh, maybe it's that wire. Oh no, I can just do this. No, that's steel. Brass bullet. Found that in the parking lot. Deal with that another day. Okay, so actually, all that can just do that. That one's empty. Go like that. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to easily get into that. Well, maybe. Am I going to miss that little bit? But that's more than I thought I was going to get. I'm not going to be able to break that with those. Well, I mean, I got way more than I thought I was going to. That's a bonus and a half right there. The first time I had a couple of these, I couldn't do this because I didn't have the snips and stuff. And those I already got scrapped. All I gotta do is be able to bend that so I can just go. Whoop, just like that. I'm not going to clip my fingers trying to do this. Hi, Bruce. Are you even Bruce? Well, that one just fell right out. I guess with that size, I can just do that. Just makes that a lot easier, huh? Just like that. And a little more copper. Sweet. That's steel. That turned out. And the USB end. All right, now I could take the wire out, put that away, and get that weigh that thing up. One of these days, I'm gonna put those out in the sun and just let them bake. Just go out there with a meat fork and a razor blade. Pin them to the ground and slice them open. Why not? If I throw them away, I don't get anything for them. Whatever, I mean, I'm not worried about this little bit right there, but anyhow. Well, yeah, I want to take this seal off. I need a bigger container for that trash. Okay, now it's for the grand reveal, huh? Thing everyone's been waiting for. The fan mail, the constant requests, the donations, all that. I've been hearing you guys for the past couple of years, and it's finally going to happen. Finally going to happen. So let's see here. Eject, no, nothing in there. Nothing in there. I don't know if there's any. Well, at least right there, I can't. There's none. All right, we have. Well, it's been right around. This is my fingers at 14 pounds, 7 ounces. And we're going to see what it is after the plastic is stripped out. And then we can do some math from there. Be like, oh, how much plastic is there? How much plastic got taken out? Oh, okay, well, that's the rest of then what's going to be mostly metal. Should. Do it like that. A little more room. So there's that. I mean, not really, because I got to take it apart. So I didn't start yet. I'm already trying to finish. Nope. Other people have heard that before. I didn't even start. I'm already finished. These are tools I will likely need in a minute, especially that. 14 pounds, well, that's pretty easy. 14 and a half, 14 to 7. £14, 7 ounces. Y'all ready? Big reveal. One of these days, get my magnifying glass, something, rearrange these bits the way they should, but there's not too many of them, so I really don't need to worry about it. I could see just fine. on what I need to find, and it's not like it's going to take me another minute to find the exact other one I need if I grab the wrong one. I can imagine if it was like 1,000-bit set. You think there'd be something there. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 there. Probably 2 more right here. I need to remagnetize these actually. Should be enough. I was hoping those were steel. I don't think that those are actual rivet points. There were no more. Nice chunky power supply in there. Let's get this chunkier stuff out of the way. So I'm gonna cradle. Metal on a circuit board in that. That's kind of nice that you decided to use the same size for the very first circuit board you can get to. Can't rain all the time. Gonna be one of those, huh? Okay. Well, I want to actually try to cut. I mean, it looks like a board I'm going to have to break down later anyhow. So when I do that, I'll clean that up. One board. That's the only plastic right there so far. There's not a lot of little screws right here. Well, silver and that. Have to deal with that some other time. I actually I've taken off a whole bunch of little switches and buttons. Those ones may not. I don't know. I mean, I gotta look at it sometime. Not doing boards now. I did some pre-separating not too long ago, but that was about it. From anything that was basically mid and low grade and lower, and everything else got put in a completely separate box. Get to later. But save this stuff up. It looks like gold flashing. I'm no expert on boards, so if I say the wrong thing, it's because I'm learning. Well, it looks like gold flashing. It's definitely much brighter than all this. Shinier. It could be just brilliant copper. I could just not even be here right now. You guys are just absolutely imagining what you're watching. And you don't even exist either. We are all in the ethereal. Matrix is real, guys. I mean, the simulation theory, it's plausible. I mean, think about the end of Men in Black. Multiverses. Why couldn't it be? Why couldn't we all just be simulation? I mean, we understand from silicone and binary. Why couldn't something else somewhere else that's much, and we perceive our scale because it's our scale. Something else could be, I mean, the size of a galaxy. Don't know. I haven't found anything else yet, but why couldn't it be? Why? I mean, Frank Drake. That's all I gotta say about that. Frank Drake. All right. Okay. A little aluminum cast knobbies with all these little buttons. I'll pop one off and see if it has silver later on, and if it does, then I know to continue taking the rest of them off. If it doesn't, then those stay on there. Well, that's enough. So everything else, some other time I'll go over it. A lot of injection. I mean, all this stuff is all injection molding. wish that was aluminum. Yeah, I think the whole subtracting all the. Well, I mean, I haven't really. None of it is. That's why I'm trying to keep it all on here. I mean, it's separate from. No, I did put one other thing, but we'll see. I mean, minus the ribbon cables and that other circuit board, but that's why I'm just gonna basically just measure the plastic, weigh the plastic. That feels like metal. Still a chunk of metal I wasn't expecting to find in this plastic. Did you promise the cats like food or something?
No.
Because you came down, they all just kept running.
They just all followed me everywhere I go.
Yeah.
Clean up everything.
Trying to be a little protector. And they know you know where the food's at. It's, I mean, they know where it's at too. Where's the food at, man? Halfway across the floor all the time. Those are pretty cool. That would have been nice if those been like at least something else but stainless or steel. But it was still more than I was thinking. All right, so this carriage assembly. No. A little bit. No. Yes, I put that. They do. Oh, that one the kitty's in?
Oh, that one's Bruce.
Bruce?
There's Bruce. Thought it was just Ricky that was in.
Oh, still there we go. That's gonna be all brass on the inside at least. Tell them to move.
Yeah, just tap their pin. Usually that's the signal.
Hey, stop touching me! Final, go! Oh, I did that. Because that was the steel thing. So that's a bunch of like a little bit of plastic on that left over. Have that whole coil in there. All right, a little bit of like not talk a whole lot concentration. I knew it. Probably just do that anyhow. So you gotta watch out, protect your face. Your face. Hold on a minute there. A little unknown piece of brass. I thought the rest was all going to be steel. I'll take that and a little wire. There's that. Well, that one. Oh yeah, then there's all this and this steel and that and those motors and Stuff to keep stuff busy. And the more I do this, the more I make. The more anybody does this. Gold flashing. Nothing to cut off. Nothing I need to salvage. Because I don't think you salvage anything off of gold flashing stuff. You just sell it just as is. I think. Don't go reporting my channel because I'm wrong. I'm getting to the good part yet. How far I'm in this 2.5 hour. Yep, good timing. Good mathulations I did. Like I can hear some saying, what's a mathulation? Think about it. What's a mathulation? You don't even know what a diorama is. I don't know why you're asking what a mathulation is. It's not the smartest of the bunch. I had a Nancy Cartwright book, signed Nancy Cartwright book. It wasn't much, it was like $30. It was about Bart. My life as Bart, or my name is Bart, or something like that was the name of it. Man, where were you at when you found out that Bart Simpson is actually a woman? I mean, at least the voice. Okay, so mix that one up. And that one does. I don't know where that other gear is. Doesn't weigh much. This might be brass. Score. It's more than steel. I mean, it could be stainless because I mean it has no purpose to really be a for the purpose of what brass is, but it's going in as brass because I can get away. I can get away with it, I guess, right? Those might be brass. I mean, the size small. It's about time they went to a size smaller. Not for this one. No, if they're not. Well, at least these ones aren't brass. What are you doing, Bruce? Gosh. Let's toss it with this later. I spent more time thinking about what to do with it than I did. Motor. Oh no, they are the same size then. Should have just cut it off right there and been like that. Waiting. I'll definitely take it if it's more brass. Yep. Feel like it. This one might be a problem because it's seated like that. Got it. Never surrender. Okay, Bruce. You're all mad. It's cold, and when we let them in, it's still raining. We're not letting them back out. He's all mad. He's so mad he comes over and eats more food. Yes, that one is definitely a little tad smaller. I think it's that one. No. Not that one. Oh, because they're freaking Phillips. That's why. With checks first. Might actually just keep this cradle like this. Get the parts out that I need out, or that I want to get out. I don't know. Or at least maybe the feet. Oh, those freaking hex again. Damn. I mean, at least I have the tools for it. Those are even smaller yet. I mean, some of these just like one it fits and the other one it doesn't. That's weird. I guess it's on purpose for some reason, but okay. There's that. Side of which is steel, so that can stay. That's steel. Motor. Those are stainless, but they're going in as brass. So far, not all the plastic is out yet, but getting there. And the only thing worthwhile is just get this ribbon cable out. Going to steel or with steel. Plastic. And there's that bottom there, and I can't believe it passed over. Okay. And then for this part, exactly how that's going to hold on there. But this, of all the electronics I've done, this is probably the beefiest transformer I've had. About that big. So when the guy said free, I said how high? Oh, that's not how that goes. And we went upstairs and he gave me more free stuff. So I already got taken apart. That board looks like it might just slip right out of there. Might have something holding it down. So you guys can see. And this in itself, of the 14 pounds, 7 ounces that this thing weighed going in, that's 5 pounds at least. Almost 4.5, 3.5. So we'll get to that one in a bit. Really don't know those weights. I know that first class weight though. That medium male weight. I thought I got them all. Okay, so oh, Bruce. I got that one out. A whole bunch of little resistors in there. I don't know if there's anything. It's even wired, but you never know. Let me at least get these ones right here on top. Bend the rest down. Nice chunk of aluminum. I just now saw that. I don't feel anything there. How is this actually all? Is it just a slide up? No, I mean I gotta get these. Okay, plastic. be honest, that's really not that. That's really not a lot. The plastic. These self-contained units were pretty good. I mean, maybe not, Panasonic, but. I mean, I was wanting to right off the rip, and now it's stuck on something. Well, first, let me check. Been duped before. Right. Great board. Oh, cool. Those just come out like that. Let's get these. Yes, no. Those ones are two. I mean, I'll get those. Well, let me see if these ones are, because they're gonna have a little magnet in them, but they're gonna have a. I'll just yank them out. What, Bruce? Copper, bigger little winding right there. Better now, Bruce? Yeah. Are these ones really going to be like that? I mean, the logo is insulated then. I mean, the board's going to go back down, get processed later. Well, I did not want that. So now I want to get that damn brass out of there. I mean, that's what I was trying for until it broke. Okay, a little more. Something more people would have popped in. There's a whatever this is. That is. I'd imagine. Ooh. That one actually sticks. Kind of. No. Alright. Other things I'll do for some good brass. Oh, a bunch of little coils under this aluminum. And whatever brass is going to be in there, I mean, I got to put the magnet to it. Okay. This way I had to. Oh. Cool. No, not yet, dummy. 9.5 ounces. Well, it's like 30 cents. Aluminum. That's a little bitsy pitsy thing I gotta take apart. These are probably gonna be. Yeah. This. No, well, that'll work just as well. Copper MOSFET. Those, I'm going to put as copper. Most likely they are. And these, well, let me get these down here first. Actually, I probably use the little snips. There you go. One piece of copper already. Boom. Just like that. Get to that. Get to that one. Steel. What a shame. What a shame, what a shame, what a mighty fine shame. Actually, yeah, there's not really a lot of plastic. I mean, a lot of that weight isn't a transformer. I'm going to get this one out, which is copper back. This one. Oh, it's going like that. Anything else on the media? I could probably. Really cool. There's a bunch of like substantially smaller ones. The tis will be a bit of work. Then a transformer. I mean, I can't do much. I could just take it apart a little. That's about it. Right, Bruce? All right, I'll get these little things taken apart. Let me see. Should be able to. Should be able to get it underneath. Oh, it's got more around it. So a piece of copper ribbon. It's pretty thick too. It looks like it's where they soldered it at. Just like that. I mean, it weighs a little lighter. I can't do anything with it now. I mean, I can see the copper right there. I might. Let me finish taking this stuff apart right here. Where am I at? Just at 3 hours. I mean, I knew my timing, how long it would probably take me to take the stuff apart because it was easy, couple screws and the thing came apart. Not this, the other stuff I took apart. Maximize that. Make sure. Alright, so for the most part, plastic, 14.5 pounds. The plastic is about 6.5. So 8 pounds of metals. Maybe there's, pretty much that, 8 pounds of metals. That, and so if you do even with the steel, the aluminum, and the, it's not really a whole lot. $3 total after that copper comes out, maybe a little more, roughly. I don't know exactly. Let's see. I can see how these things right here, because if I can get in here, or right there, that's part of it. So I can see this copper right there. A little starter grid right there. If you can get some out, then it loosens the rest up. So far, it's a lot of fluff. Yeah, those are good. That's good, easy wear. If I can yank some of that out, I can get this. Probably be able to get most of that cell. Oh, then it goes into a thin strand. No, I'll just keep that for now. Okay, so let's see. Let me try that just a bit more. Experimenting. I'm not trying to do this for time efficiency or anything. Just kind of experimenting on it. I get the bigger screwdriver. Someone watching was like, "What are you doing?" I don't know. One's really here anyhow. Okay, so what you need to try to do is get at least I don't know how I'm gonna really do that though. If I get it all the way through, maybe I can cut that complete. I don't know. And my smaller ones. No, that's not good. No, sorry. Yeah, that would definitely be easier with the right stuff. I think don't know if it goes into that. Oh, Bruce heard you. Look at him.
Big Panther. No.
Like that way it looks confusing. See? So I did cut it right. So I should be able to pull those right out of there. So this harkens to what I was just saying to someone in yesterday's stream that I don't want to be getting a whole bunch of power tools and stuff. Maybe sometime I will have to, but with just this basic stuff that I get, I mean, this came from a bookshelf stereo system. Granted, a quicker, more efficient way how to get this open would help, but I know that I can do this without needing a meat cleaver. And if the string that came out was a bigger piece of copper, yeah, that's going to come apart fairly easily. We'll just keep that like that. All right. go. All right, well, that's the first winding. Hey, Bruce. Coming back? So you thought you might want to come back to the show. The kitty meow about to go lay down. Meow. So that's the first winding. second verse, same with the first, maybe. Well, I can cut through that. And for what I was able to recover without the need of extra fancy, hard, heavy tools, add that to it. At least 5 ounces of copper. That way, and then the rest of what's in here. It turned out pretty good. And that's probably 3.5. Yeah, about that. So that one went a little longer, but I got that stuff done. So it wasn't that bad of a result. Got to finish that one. That's all I'll finish up some other time. So you thought you might like to go to the show. Put it all in there. My gloves handy. That one goes in there. Ultimately, have that pan out for scrap metal wise. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. I would say probably $10, maybe. But the only good thing is that aluminum is copper. Little bits of brass, some more copper, some motor, some other, not even 10. Steel. Point is that I got it for free and taking time to take it apart. Going to lead the money. I'm going to have to do the steel and aluminum before too long, probably at the turn of the month, after I go to these thrift stores where I can get stuff. See, nothing heavy, nothing is really shiny bouncing around, so that's just plastic debris. I guess we're gonna finish those up sometime. Not too bad on that copper. Gonna have to transfer. Let's keep transferring the copper, right? Definitely get crushed down more. Just finding little bits and pieces of it, stripping a little here and there. That stuff adds up. Oh, those are little crystal and icy chips, gold chips. Little things you gotta get gone through later on. Thanks.